Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yanti Amos and I'm a wellness industry mentor and I teach yoga and karate globally. I post regular videos about karate, leadership and yoga, and I want to thank you for showing up today. Let's get started. This will be a 45-minute Vinyasa flow, and I invite you in this magical woodland to imagine you're here with me and that we're soaking up the beautiful oxygenation and the vibes of this gorgeous woodland. All you'll be able to hear is possibly the rustle of the leaves and the gentle wind coming through the branches, and you'll definitely be able to hear some birdsong overhead. So please find a comfortable position, get your mat ready. I hope you're already in comfortable clothing, and we'll begin in a moment. So let's start, everyone, by sitting up tall, finding a comfortable position on your mat. If it's Sukhasana, it might be easy seat with crossed legs, or it might be like me in Virasana Vajrasana, parallel thighs, whatever is comfortable for you. So you're going to find, as we'll be here for a few minutes, find a position that suits you. And we'll go ahead and start to settle in and settle down. Long, deep breaths, letting go of the previous hours, or if you just woke up, maybe it was rousing from sleep, bringing awareness and alertness into the body, bringing a connection with your breath and your body, and just noticing what you do notice as you continue the long inhales and the long exhales. So coming just as you are, putting aside your judgment, putting aside any tendency towards self-critiquing, we have this nice balance between, I like to call it a firm forgiveness. So we here on the mat, making this beautiful connection today. Nice. So if you're doing your ujjayi, this is the breath I would like to invite you to take. It's inhaling through both nostrils and it's exhaling through both nostrils. And when you exhale, it will be sort of like an oceanic, audible release. And when you exhale, I'll be able to hear it. If I were in the same room as you, I'd be able to hear your exhales and you'd be able to hear mine. So a little hissing sound, a HA, ha sound as you release. And don't worry if it gets to be quite audible. This is really the whole point. This is why we call it oceanic breathing, ujjayi, also known as victorious breath. So feel like you are one of those warriors in ancient times. As you exhale, you're present, you're strong, noble, dignified, you have a beautiful posture, and you are ready for anything. So, getting that nice rhythm, taking your time as you find that rhythm and pace. It's a timing to your inhales and exhales. Letting go of any, let's say, action items or to-do lists that may prey upon you. And see if you can just let go and empty. Not always easy to do in this day and age, and with so much preying on us and pressure to look at the news and pressure to respond in a hyper-vigilant mode. See if we can be super present in the body and with that connection with the body, breath, and the mind. And some would say spirit. So let's find a moment to set an intention. And the intention, as you know, can be whatever you wish. So it might be something really massive, a big comprehensive idea or project you're working on. Or it may be something very simple and maybe just a 2 or 3 word mantra. For now, I am working on being balanced. So I simply repeat to myself, I am balanced. That is my wish and my hope for this practice. We have 3 big breaths into it, and we'll inhale to fill And then we'll exhale to settle and ground. Good. 2 more. Inhale, fill. And then exhale to soften and arrive. Good. 1 more. Inhale, big breath. Exhale to soften. That's it. Empty out the tensions, any tightness that you may feel. Good. Now I'll go into our box breath now. Box breath, as some of you know, is one of those methods that the Navy SEALs like to use to encourage very calm thinking, strategic thinking, and to bring about a mental toughness and resilience and an ability to be able to make strategic decisions at the spur of the moment or under pressure. So here's our challenge. We're going into box breath, and you can think about it in terms of, as it's called, a box. So you'll inhale for 3 counts. That's a vertical line upwards. And then you'll hold, retain for 3 counts. Then you'll exhale for 3 counts, and then another retention for 3 counts. And so it might help you to visualize the shape of a box. So inhale, vertical line upwards, 2, 3, good, and then hold for 3. This is 1, nice, 2, and 3. Then we exhale, think of that vertical line down, 2, and 1, holding the breath, this is 3, retention, gentle retention, 2, and 1, going straight into the next breath, inhale, 1, good, 2, that's it, 3, and holding, gentle holding for 1, good, 2, and 3, nice, exhaling, vertical line down, 3, good, 2, and 1, retaining, just holding, gentle holding, straight into the next breath, inhale, 1, good, 2, that's it, 3, holding here, just hold, retention, we call that kumbhak, and then we take it down, this is 3, good, 2, and 1, this is a hold, so let's find that hold it, good, next round. So you'll go at your own pace and your own rhythm, good, that's it, and you'll find a nice timing, a nice rhythm, good, really nice, good. Soften the face, soften behind the eyes, relax your jaw, and you are there. Good. Releasing when you're ready. Good. So nice. So when you've finished that last little bit, you'll come to hands on the thighs or on the knees, and just stillness there, and be okay with a little quietening of the mind, of the letting go of extrinsic thoughts, anything preying on you, just releasing and softening. Good. So nice. From here, let's send the arms out in front, warming the body, reach up, look up towards the sky, then we exhale to lower the palms through the heart. Good, 2 more, inhale, scoop it. Let's send energy high, look up, and then exhale, lower the palms. Gently press the heels of the hands together, 1 more. Inhale, let's scoop it, and then as you reach up, look up, side body starts to stretch a little. Good, exhale, lower it down. Nice, good. Arms out to the side, the elbows are coming in towards the waistline. I'm going to shrug up my shoulders and I exhale to wrap around and down. I'll feel it through the scapula. 2 more, so inhale, lift up, exaggerating, and then exhale, puff up chest a little, and then exhale to wrap around and down. So if you were to see into my back body, you would notice my armpits and my serratus anterior into latissimus. Good. 1 more. Inhale, lift up, and then exhale to wrap around and down. Good. My palms are face up, and when I'm ready, I'm simply going to take my left hand down and then reach across, side bend. So as I side bend, I look up gently and I lift up my chin and I notice where my upper arm is, and as I side bend, good, I'm breathing into the waistline, and good, let's go the other side. So inhale, reach up, And exhale, side bend. Good, I'm softening through the face. I notice tension coming back. So I'm going to open and close the mouth here. One more each side. Maybe I lower that right elbow or left elbow, depending which side you're doing. That's it. It comes very close to the mat, and I'll go the other side. So I'm reaching, and maybe the elbow bends a little more. Good, I'm using the breath to expand. And normally when I'm inhaling, I lift to lengthen. And when I exhale, I tend to ground and settle a bit more. Good. So from here, I go straight into my tabletop. And in my tabletop, I'm pressing my hands into the mat, and I'm balancing so that or finding balance so that my knees are directly below my hips. I'm coming into my cat-cow, so I'm looking up, chest up, chin up, and then I exhale, round out, press into the mat. Real protraction through the upper torso, dropping the stomach, sending the seat behind me. I look up, I'm breathing, and then I exhale, round out. Good, I've got one more. So I inhale to look up, broaden through the chest, and then I exhale to round. Good. From here, my right arm reaches, and then my left leg is behind me. I'm going to tuck and round so the elbow lightly touches the knee. I'm looking at my knee here, and I stretch it out. 2 more. Inhale, tuck, and then exhale, send it out, and a little tuck, tuck, send it out. Stretch it. I'm looking behind me for contact. On the top of the foot, I'm going to press into my left hand and lift up through my left armpit. So I'm finding my balance. Try not to lean too much to one side or the other. And then I exhale to release. I'll go the other side now. So left arm in front of me, right leg behind. Stretch it out first, and then it's a tuck. As I tuck, I look to my knees, and I send the arm out and the leg out. 2 more, little tuck. And then stretch it. 1 more. I round, and my lower belly is drawing in and up. That's my Udana Bandha. So I've done a little tuck, and then I'm looking behind me for contact. I'm working the quads here, little baby back bend, and I look over my shoulders. My armpits are active. Really nice. Press into that right hand, and I release. Good. So from this place, I'll go ahead and tuck the toes under and find my first downward facing dog. I'm going to pedal out, breathe into the seat, and as I pedal out, I'll breathe into the calves, strong long arms, armpits dial in towards the midline. I'm drawing in from the lower ribs, and I breathe into the calves and into the heels. Good, I'm coming forward to my high plank, squeeze the seat. So get used to this high plank for a potential chaturanga. So I feel my triceps, I feel the armpits, I squeeze the seat, quads are strong, and then I exhale to push it back. Good, 2 more, inhale, coming forward. As I feel that lightness, that is because I'm aligned and engaged in the right places. I push back, downward facing. 1 more, I come forward, and I get light and yet strong through the balls of my feet, and I push it back. Good, I'm going to take my time and step to the top of the mat. As I step to the top of the mat, good, I'm coming into a forward fold. So I hang heavy here. I'm just going to hang over my legs. I draw the core in and up, and I start to warm the feet and warm the backs of the legs. You can hang as low and as heavy as you wish if you reach for opposite elbows or shoulders. Let the upper body be heavy over the legs, and then just let go of any tightness there through the shoulders or the elbows. Now, just taking your time, let's come up to standing. Let the head be the last thing that lifts, and roll the shoulders back and down. Stand tall. This is your Tadasana. So we're here in the woodlands, being appreciative of what Mother Nature and all the beauty that surrounds us here. Taking it all in, breathing it all in, giving a little gratitude and reminding yourself of your intention, and then reaching the arms up high, look up, and then exhaling, bowing. Good. Inhale, half lift here. Look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your left leg behind you. Arms up. So the arms come up, Anjaneyasana. Take a moment to square off and level off through that left hip so that it comes even with your right side. And feeling that 45-degree angle in that back thigh. Front knee stacking over that front ankle. And down. Good. Let's push it back. This is downward facing dog. We come forward, high plank. Let's lower down, low plank, chaturanga, and then upward facing dog. Look up or straight ahead. Push it back, downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. That's it. I'm going to relax my head and maybe shake it a little bit. Pedal out if you need to. Still feel the connection through the lower belly. Breathe through the backs of the legs, through the tailbone, high hips, energy from your chest towards your thighs. And when you're ready, stepping lightly with that left leg, release right knee, right shin, arms up. Anjaneyasana, low kneeling lunge. Again, taking a moment to nudge that right hip forward, feeling that openness through the chest, but integration there through the lower ribs. We'll step forward now, so tuck the back foot under, take your time as you take a light step, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, exhale, fold, and then arms up, straight up to a standing position. Upward salute here, and then hands to the heart. Arms by the side. Good. Let's go other side, so you're gonna reach up. You exhale to bow. Inhale, look up. Flat back here, and then hands to the mat. Right leg now, step it back. Nice and smooth, everyone. Finding a rhythm. Right hip forward a touch. Press through the ball, or the big toe mound rather, of that back foot. And down. Hands to the mat. Step back. And then forward to your high plank. Take a moment. This is your upward facing. Then exhale, push it back. Downward facing. 3 big breaths, so inhale it. Exhale. Oh, there's a beautiful view from between my legs. It's a crazy thing to say, but it is so beautiful from this angle. Good, one more breath, everyone. Let it go. Now right leg steps lightly. Release the left knee, the left shin, and the arms come up. Dial the pinkies in a little bit. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and sink your left hip just a touch forward. And hands come to the mat. We'll little tuck of the back foot to step forward. So as you step, you're there in a forward fold. You'll breathe. You'll exhale to bow and fold. And then arms come straight up. You reach up. And then hands lower to the heart. Good, and then arms by the side. Good, I'm going to take a little flow now. So I reach up high. Exhale to bow. Inhale, look up. And then step, hop, or float. This is very uneven ground here, so I'm not going for a little jump back. But I take my vinyasa and I push it back, downward facing dog. My right leg lifts. I'm going to open to stack the hips. Push through the left heel, but roll the right shoulder down. Little circles in both directions, just to warm. Good, I come knee to nose, I round out, and then exhale to send it high behind me. Right knee, right elbow. Good, straighten out. Take it to the left elbow and sweep it high. I'm going to do one more round, and if you'd like to go for a balance, please, by all means do. So you're going to tuck, right knee, right elbow, balance if you'd like it. Good, and then sweep it high. Take it to the left elbow. Option to find your balance or to find a fallen triangle. Good, we'll meet in our downward facing. Adding a flow if you'd like, and pushing it back. Downward facing. Take a couple more breaths. Shake out any tension. Bend the knees if you need to. Left side, so let's open up. And when you open up, circles both directions. Push through that right heel and roll the left shoulder down. Square off to come knee to nose. Send it high. Left knee, left elbow. Stretch it. Take it to the right elbow. Stretch it out. Now, one more round with or without little add-ons. So you can always come to your balance, and you can always come to your full-on triangle if you wish. I'm taking a flow, and I'll meet you in your downward facing. Good. So nice. Come down to your knees, everyone. Couple of little breaths in your child's pose. So in your child's pose, relax. Let the forehead lightly touch your mat. Relax your chest and your throat, and you allow the stomach to release between your thighs. Your big toes might lightly touch, and remember, in your child's pose, your hips are towards your heels. So one more breath. Good, everyone. So building our lower body and lower belly strength, I'd like to invite you to do a couple of little snap tucks, allowing the hips to practice being over the shoulders. So one way to do this would be to plant the hands and then just tuck the toes under and lift the hips. And this is a nice way to allow the hands to take a little bit more weight. So we're working on wrist strength here. So a little lift like this, and then lower the knees down. If that's your choice, you'll go ahead and do 3 of those. If you'd like something a little bit more challenging though, I'm going to give you this other option. So you'll snap up with the hips above the shoulders, and I'd like you to try and press into, very lightly though, into the tops of your toes. Looks like this. So I plant my hands shoulder width distance as if I'm setting up for a crow or an arm balance, like that, and I'm going to tip my weight slightly forward, straighten out the backs of your legs, and then come down. So let's go together. We have 2 more. So inhale, we go up on the exhale. So let's try it. And down. Good, everyone. So try one more. Take a big breath, and then tipping weight slightly forward, tuck, and feel that engagement through the lower belly. Do you want to do one more? Let's try it. So really feel it through transverse abdominis. That's the lower belly. Let's try. And down. And from here, everyone, we're going straight into our crow. Some of you will go into tripod headstand. So please feel free to add on after you do your crow. Now, if this is new to you, I'll guide you through. So plant your hands. They're going to be shoulder width distance. Tuck your toes under. Knees out. So knees into the armpits or the triceps. Look slightly forward. And then one leg lifts, the other leg lifts. Press into your hands. And be okay with a little resistance in the upper arms. And the tips of your fingers will help because they'll act a little bit like brake pads, or like the brakes that you feel. Engagement through the lower belly, engagement at the tips of your fingers, connecting to the ulnar side of the hand that connects in turn to triceps into armpits, and armpits into latissimus. So use that protraction through the upper torso. Really nice, guys. If you'd like to do one more, you'll do a jump back or just a step, 1, 2, to find your high plank, and then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Yeah. Good. So right leg floats. Step it forward. Drop the back heel. We're finding warrior 1. So your feet are like railroad tracks. The back heel, though, might bisect a little bit, depending on the width of your hips and the way you're constructed skeletally. I like to go a little wider for my warrior 1 because otherwise my back hip tends to open. So I want to be square to the top of my mat. Arms up, wide to the side. Take a breath. Then wrap, so you really make a clasp, and shoulders back and down. Notice my front knee is nudging forward. Good. This is my devotional warrior setup. So I'm taking a breath, and then I exhale to take it down. I'll just drop the upper torso. So this time my chest, front body, separates a little from the front thigh. I tuck my right hip under, and I just notice that I can lower my head a little bit more.
I relax the jaw and I relax the face. And maybe my head goes a little bit lower. Good. So feel it out. Draw the core in and up. And find that nice stability and arriving in your posture, not trying to escape it or rush to the next thing, but being okay with where you're at and doing your version of it. Good. We'll release the hands and we'll tap that back foot in a little. So as we tap it in, I'm going slightly shorter because this is an injured hamstring side, and I'm coming to pyramid. So I'll inhale to lift and lengthen, sending the sternum forward of my mat, and my exhale will be a drape over that front leg. My right thumb might tuck into that right hip crease. As I lower down, I'm taking it into a forward fold. Good. Please adapt with that back foot if you need to come shorter. Inhale, fill up, and exhale, lower. Good. One more. Inhale, draw everything in and up through the lower belly, and then exhale. Doesn't matter where the head is. Feel it out. Square off the hips. Good. Really nice. Now I'm coming into a revolved triangle here. So my left arm will reach forward, and I'll exhale the left hand on top of the right foot or on the outside of the right foot. I'm going to roll that right hip behind me and send the right arm high. So as I find my revolve, I can look to the right of my mat, and I can see this whole beautiful alley, this nice line of trees. And I reach my right arm high, as if I'm one of the branches of one of these trees. And I'll exhale it down. Now my next move is a half moon. So I would like to create a little space on my mat, so I might have to back up a touch. Good. I look in front of my right foot about 10 or 11 inches. My right hand will aim for a spot somewhere lightly there, slightly to the right of my right foot. And I'm in a half moon here. And I might stay, or I might reach for the top of that left foot to come into a version of my half moon that serves me. Working on my quads, so working on opening and lengthening through my hamstrings. So I'll find a version that works for me. Really nice. Exhale, I come down into my low runner's lunge, and I plant the hands, and I'm coming into a flow. So I'll take it into a Vinyasa, and I'll exhale to push it back, downward facing. Good. So left leg up now, and I step it lightly forward. Now if you need to, you can always reach your left hand to help that left foot come forward a bit. So don't feel bad if you only step halfway up the mat. So I'm going to lower the back heel down, and I come into my warrior one to set up for my devotional. My arms come up, front knee nudges forward, arms come wide. I make a little clasp, and I look up to take my breath. When I exhale, I drop the head, and I send the hands, the clasp up high. I'm going to relax the face and notice where the head goes, and soften the mouth. Soften there through the face. Any tension there, I'll just let it go. Good. I'm just noticing how it feels the second side, and I'll just arrive, not trying to run away or escape, but just do notice what I notice. Good. Nice. And then I'll release the hands down, tap the back foot in, and the knees as I do so. And just get comfortable as I square off the hips. Left thumb rolls that left hip back a touch. And I press into that left big toe mound as I inhale to look up, and then I exhale to drape over that front leg. 2 more. Inhale, and then exhale. Good. Inhale it, and exhale. Good. from here, my right arm reaches. Exhale, right hand on the top of that left foot, or maybe a little to the outside of that left foot. I'm rolling that left hip back and prepping for my revolved triangle. Softening the face, this time looking in the other direction as I see the dappled light coming through the canopy of trees. And I breathe, trying to elongate a little bit more through the spine and through the neck. Good. And from here, I'll set up for my half moon again, and I might need to back up a touch. So I'm looking for a nice stable setup. Not always easy when you're outdoors doing yoga. So left hand down, 10 or so inches, slightly to the left of my left foot. Let's see, I'm gonna find first my half moon. I'm breathing. And then I might look for the Chapasana, the binding version. So top of that right foot as I open up into my half moon variation. So try to back off a little on the weight in my left fingers so that my left leg will take most of the weight. Good, and then gently now, release, coming into my low lunge, and then adding a flow and pushing it back, downward facing. Good. Right leg up, send it forward, and this time it's a high crescent lunge. I'm reaching up and driving through that back leg, opening up Warrior Two. Settling here and looking over that middle finger of the front palm, front hand, and then flipping. Sweeping it back, Peaceful Warrior, nudging the right knee forward, and finding extended side angle. So reaching up high with that left arm, looking up and taking the gaze there. As I find that gaze, good, tucking right hip under and opening the right side of the chest, drawing the core in and up. Good, and wrapping around. As I wrap around and maybe find the bind, I'm settling into my extended side angle, or bound version. And then I begin to straighten out through that front leg. So I'm wrapping around my left shoulder blade, and armpit is working hard as I take my gaze high or parallel to the mat. Good. Really nice. So nice, guys. And then gently, when I'm ready, I return, Warrior Two. Good, I'm circling the arm down, left hand down, taking it to a flow, adding, exhale, pushing it back, going into my extended side angle sequence this side. First it's a high crescent, and then it's my Warrior Two. Inhale to flip it, and then sweep it back. Good, taking it to an extended side angle with the top arm stretching. Gaze is high. Front knee stacking over that front ankle. Good, and maybe taking it to my bind. So as I find my bind, I'll begin to settle. Using that right armpit and the right shoulder, really draws down. It's powerful and working hard here. Good, let's start to straighten out. So maybe you keep the bind, maybe you don't, but feel it out. Taking the gaze high or parallel to the mat, and pressing a little into that big toe out of the left foot, while you imagine a wall behind you that supports both sides of the chest. Good, everyone, hands down. I'm ready to flow, and then I'll add on. Push it back. Good. Nice, everyone. Good. So let's come to the top of the mat, everyone. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a few moments to arrive, to be with the breath, to relax the neck, the shoulders, the entire head space, and to feel solidity in the connection through the lower body. So energy flowing down through the legs into the soles of the feet, and in turn you might start to feel, especially as we're outdoors and we feel that earth energy, and we're here in the woodland, feeling the root system, or imagining it as certainly root system of the trees. So we are like another one of these trees here. Solidity, strength, stability, rootedness, groundedness, all those things we crave throughout our day, all the things that throw us off or throw us off our balance. Good. We're going into tree pose first. So sole of that left foot into perhaps the ankle, maybe a little higher into the shin, maybe even higher into the inner thigh. So when we find our tree, nudge that left knee away and the seat slightly tucked under, so opening up through the hip flexors here. My hands can be down if that's a lot for you. Maybe you start to challenge yourself by bringing the arms up high. So as you press up, press in through the sole of the feet, you might also reach up and press down through the sole of your supporting leg's foot. Good. I tend to lift my shoulders a bit towards my ears, so I want to remind myself to elongate through the neck, relax the shoulders even though the arms are lifted high, and again, seat slightly under, nudging that left knee away. Good. That's it. Really nice. From here, hands lower to the heart. I lift up the knee towards my chest or wherever it is comfortable for you. You might even be a bit lower. Don't worry, it doesn't matter where it is in position-wise. Good, hands to the waist. Let's send that leg out. We're going to point and flex and point and flex. Good, really nice. Good, bend the legs again, or rather this leg, left knee, in towards your chest. Index finger and thumb looking for the big toe. Patita Hasta, Padangusthasana. So making a connection here as we find our balance. And remember, you don't have to do the full expression. You might be here today, you might be here today. Start to find a preliminary breakdown of the posture before you do the full expression. And that is if you are learning it. We just break out down the constituent parts, so please don't stress yourself if you're not doing it yet. So I might be here to start. And I'm going to practice using this supporting leg as my, obviously, support system or ballast. So feel that strength there. Good, really nice. So after this, I come into a quad stretch. So from the side, it looks like this. I'm nudging that left knee away and behind my right knee. A little uneven here, so I'm going to just find my balance again. So in my quad stretch, I might hang out here. Remember, my left shoulder is using the strength of the armpit into the back body, deep QL. Transverse abdominis also connected here. I can stay if I wish, or I could come into my version of dancers. So super uneven here, but it's a really good challenge to really mirror the challenges we have in our daily life. It's not always going to be perfect environments. It's not always going to be perfect, easy, flat. So how do we, as humans, how do we adapt to the changing circumstances or to things that don't present themselves as being always ideal? So good little practice there for you. Think about that. And certainly is a challenge for me today as I work through this balancing or not balancing. Do I take the posture or not? You've got lots of choices in your practice. Let's go for tree on the other side. So remembering we have the choice. We could take the sole of the foot into or against the ankle. You can take it a little bit higher if you wish, or a little higher into the inner thigh. Let's imagine you're pressing the sole of the foot into the inner thigh. Inner thigh will actually press back and provide resistance, and that's what you want and that's what you need. Nudging that right knee away, seat slightly under. We want this flat feeling here in the front of the hips rather than this creased or folded feeling. So really be aware of that. So hands may be relaxed, the side of the body, maybe you add them. So please feel free to find a version of your tree that you'd like. If you want a bit more of a challenge, perhaps you take your gaze high. You could always close your eyes if you want even more of a challenge. Good, really nice. Soften the face, notice where the tension goes, and then gently lower the arms, knee in towards the chest, maybe a little higher. Try it out, hands to the waist, point and flex, point and flex. Notice the difference between each side, and knee up, or wherever it's comfortable. We're taking it to Utthita Hasta on this side. So remember, as I was explaining on Utthita Hasta, and just find a nice flat part of the floor so that you can establish your posture. Normally we would look 45 degrees, so please look 45 degrees. As you find your posture, remember what we said about the stability of the supporting leg. You'll lift up through the ribs a little. So our tendency will be to crouch a little and to fold forward because we want not to fall forward or to lose our balance. But see if you can trust the quads and think about the hips wrapping around and under, and also that seat gives you that support. Trust it. Good. And then come back to center. We're going to set up for our quad stretch. So remembering our quad stretch could be just where we end up. Please know that this is not an obligation to go straight into your Nadaranjasana, your dancer's pose. This might be just what you need today, and you might stop here. So stability in the supporting leg, the right knee behind the left knee in this case. Your heel of this right foot a little towards your seat or towards your body. Remember, this shoulder is going to support. I've got very, very long arms for my body. I'm shorty, but I happen to have really long arms. So I'm going to wrap around and down, really using that armpit. And then whenever I'm ready, this is my funny, challenging side that always gives me some kind of response to any challenges. It'll always tell me if it's too much. So here I happen to come down into a half moon variation, but that's okay. And I come back. So I feel it out. I'm going to shake a little left and right, and just notice how the body feels in this moment. Good. Really nice.
Where are we? Oh, we're about 43 minutes. Good. Okay, guys. So let's slowly come down to a squat. And when we come down to our squat, I'd like you to consider what we call the, this is our lazy frog. That means we're just going to let go of the weight of the head forward and let the arms also relax. So you could sway a little forward and back. You can also shift a little left and right. And I'd like you to feel the weight of your body from your right foot to your left foot, and then begin to find, without any pressure, any structure in the upper body, your figure eights. So you're breathing as you go, making little circles left and right, one direction and then the other direction. I'm breathing. And for now anyway, I'm not really imposing a certain structure on my seat or on my back body. But when I come to my normal traditional squat, I'll press the heels of the hands together and lengthen out through the spine. I open my chest and I lift my chin. And I'm pressing the soles of my feet into the mat. Good. I'm coming into a little stretch here. So left hand in front of that left knee, reach up high. Take your fingers high towards the treetops, and then exhale, lower down. Inhale, other side. So you're reaching up high, you look up, and then you exhale. Good. From here, I point the thumb down, I'm wrapping around, and as I wrap around, I'm looking upwards, a little diagonal opening. I might hang out here in this little bind. You know, no obligation to stand up, but if you'd like to, how about it? So look down first, and then tap that foot, the other foot, down into the mat, and then come to a standing position. So you have a bound position here. Maybe you start off with a few breaths in a bent or slightly crouched position. You're getting the strength into your quads of the supporting leg, and also getting that sense of the compression and contraction of the knee in towards your chest and into your armpit. So try that out. Don't worry if you're not standing yet. Good. But this is how it would feel if you were standing. So wrapping left shoulder blade, in my case, down the back, drawing in and up through the lower belly, and finding your balance. Good. Some of you might even go into a position of releasing the bind and coming into a straighter leg, so you choose. Let's go ahead and lower down. Finding the other side whenever you're ready. Point the thumb down, wrap around in front, and you might hang out here. You know, you could always hang out in your squat, so please know you have these options and modifications. Now I look down, and the non-bound leg is going to step in the middle of the mat. My big toe might assist me. I might hang out here for a bit. I might even lift up the foot. I may take a couple of breaths here. And then if I'm ready, I might even explore standing. So adjust with your arms. And as you open up, rib cage also opens, and you start to lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. So your imagery here is to feel tall, is to feel very grounded, even though one leg is lifted. So you are very much like a bird. That's it. So nice. And exhale it. Let's go down. From your squat, you can shift a little left and right. Feel very bird-like here. So you've got the power of your arms, power of your wings. You also have your feet, and they are going to help you to find stability. We'll come up to a semi-standing position. This is Utkatasana. So arms come up. Sit it down. Good. Hands to the heart, twisting to your right. So as you find your twist, knees together, feet together, arms out wide. Some of you going for side crow. If you'd like to find it, any version of your side crow, feel free to play a little here. Good. And then arms up. Good. That's it. Sit it down. Quads will be on fire. This is good. Arms behind you. So coming to slalom, it looks like this from the side. Inhale, stand up, straight up, exhale. Arms behind you. Stand up again, and then exhale, pump the arms behind. Use your breath. Inhale, fill, and then exhale, slalom behind you. As much energy as you want, or you can, turn it down. One more. Inhale, and then exhale it. Good. So arms behind. We talked about the birds. So let's lift up. Hands to the heart. Eagle wrap. Let's find single wrap, double wrap, or if you'd prefer, big toe can touch the mat. Arms out wide. Left under right. Let's find our eagle. Maybe a sleeping eagle, or it could be a quite upright eagle. Please know you've got those options. Good. Really nice. Lift the elbows away from the chest. Fingers high. That's it. We're going for another little side crow. So keep the wrap, and then hands down. Point through the toes, and come back to standing. Good. Unwrap here. Hands to the heart. Good. Let's take it to the left. So take a breath, open chest. Exhale, come to the left. This is your prayer of the twist. Arms up.
Maybe you set up for your side crow here. Plant, tip, any version. Come back. This is it. Really nice. Good. Let's find our slalom. So, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale it. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Take a breath. Look up. Exhale. Power it down. And up. Let's just do 1 more after this. And then, good. Inhale. Exhale it. Now when you're ready, we'll go the eagle, arms and legs. So lift up the right heel, cross over, and find your wrap. Perhaps it's a single wrap. I like to put the big toe on the mat on this side. So arms up, right under lift. Maybe a sleeping eagle, maybe a little higher. Try it out, inner thighs engaged. Breathing as you go. I'm going to release the arms and then go for my side crow this side. So, whatever it is that you are working on, some of you starting to split the legs, feeling your balances and shifting from one version to the next, please add, and please feel free to jam it a little bit. Looking good. Nice. So this is where you'd send the arms up high, you'd straighten up, you'd fold it forward, and you'd add a flow if you'd like to. Remember, when you add your flow, you'll fold it, inhale to look up, half lift, exhale, plant your hands, left, right, 1, 2, coming into an upward facing, and then an exhale to a downward facing. So great work, everyone. Really good practice today. So, as we hop through to sit, we come to a seated position on the mat. You start to cool things down slightly. And again, coming inward and reminding yourself of your intention and what you are working on throughout the practice. I noticed as I was working on I am balanced and working on that sort of intention, I noticed what was going on the left side. I was going into what was happening on the right side, and I respected the asymmetries and the imbalances that I do need to work on. I, in some cases, can change them and adapt and improve them, but some of those things I know I will not be able to, as they're structural or, regarding some chronic injuries that will be difficult to address. But there's, as I say, this firm firmness in going through the practice as I know I should, and a forgiveness of not being seemingly perfect and perfectly symmetrical. So perhaps take a little bit of that from your practice today, and we will finish up with 3 big breaths here. So we'll send the energy high, and then we'll just exhale through an open mouth. So let's sigh out. Good, 2 more. Inhale, fill. Reach up, lengthen, send your good wishes and your blessings of the practice up high. Soften with the palms through the heart space. 1 more. Inhale, feel it. Breathe in all this goodness from Mother Nature. Even though you're not here with me physically today, I feel like I can share this sort of energy through the airwaves. Beautiful work, everyone. Please keep practicing. Namaste, beautiful people. See you next time on the mat.
Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new to my channel, please be sure to click subscribe so you'll never miss new uploads. Keep practicing, everyone, and see you in the next video.